You gave so many people their first break or their first film. Am I right? Did you give De Palma his first film?
His first major film. He had done a small independent film called Greetings and Hi Mom, but Sisters and Phantom of the Paradise were his first kind of studio movies.
Terrence Malick's first film, obviously. Oliver Stone. Jason Reitman recently. Let's start back at the beginning of your career, 75 films ago. Did you always want to be in movies? You came from an interesting family. You know, the Pressman family is a toy company, no?
Yeah, I was supposed to, go into the toy business.
Right.
But I decided I wanted to get into film. Actually, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't want to go into the toy business, and I went to graduate school in London, the London School of Economics, and sort of trying to decide what to do. And I met a young filmmaker who was at Cambridge from the States, and I had gotten a non-paying job for Columbia Pictures. I was called an attaché. Now they call it a, what do they call it? Non-paid job.
An intern.
An intern.
Yeah,
Now it's an intern. So I had a non-paying job at Columbia, and Paul Williams had done a short film at Harvard, and we met, and to me he was John Ford and I was Louis Mayer. We formed a partnership. We spent.
How old were you?
I was 21, and we did a short film together, and then we did a first feature, which was financed like a Broadway show with borrowed money and credit cards. And it was John Voight's first film, and the cameraman was John Avildsen, who went on to do Rocky and other things. And we did this film sort of inspired by the early Truffaut films growing up. And it was about Paul, my partner's life growing up in Long Island. And an autobiographical black and white feature. And we finished it and showed it to David Picker at United Artists, and he gave us a 3-picture deal. We were 21,
wow.
which was, it seemed easy at the time.
It does sound easy.
But it isn't. It's always
That was in the late 60s, presumably.
Yeah, there was no real independent film at that time. There was, the only other films of the sort were John Cassavetes. And the studios controlled the everything. There were 6 studios, and there was no Miramax, there was no New Line, there was none of that. So getting a film distributed by United Artists was a major accomplishment for a young director like Paul. And we had an office in New York at the Toy Building. My parents let us use the office space. And it was a place where Brian De Palma was there, and Marty Scorsese was there, and a lot of other filmmakers who we haven't, don't remember. But they all looked up to Paul, because Paul had made a feature and was getting distributed.
Talking to a local audience here of young filmmakers, do you think that the Middle East needs a producer culture? Do you think it needs its own Ed Pressmans to go out there and get the films made?
I think producers are very important and often maligned profession. Sure, I think that in a lot of countries, the schools and film and all are designed to develop the artistic end, and the subsidies are for the creative side of the equation, which is obviously the crucial side. But producing is a vital thing if you're not going to be supported simply by, like in Australia, there's a lot of national finance. In a lot of European countries, films get financed for purely artistic qualities that the government is supporting, and they're not measured by the economics of the marketplace as such. And there, producers become less vital to the process, whereas in the Hollywood capitalist world, the film has to be judged not just artistically, but by its economic viability, and being able to make films that don't lose money is somewhat of a skill.